Guess who I ran into going to the optometrist?
Can you say optometrist? Not very well.
My joke up, man. Guess who I ran into going to the optometrist?
Who?
Everybody.
I was taking this training course the other day, and they were going around the room, and you're supposed to say something you weren't very good at. And they picked a letter and gave you a letter, and you had to start the word with that. And said, tell me something you're not very good at. It starts with N. I said, spelling. All right, you ready?
Yeah! Light talk.
Let's go.
I love light talk, don't you?
I do.
Love talking to these people. They watch us weekly.
Hi, Mom.
They're so excited to see us every week. So, guys, thank you all for watching again. Welcome back. So, we're going to talk about a little bit something, today that we don't normally talk about, and that's really kind of the design behind light placement and everything like that with your system.
Yeah, let's get right into it. So, this picture you've probably seen on other companies' websites because
Right.
everybody uses our picture.
This is ours.
This is ours. This is our lighting. So if you see this house, it's a Haven lighting project.
It's a Haven project.
And so we've had some problems with people stealing our pictures,
Often.
but we take it as flattery.
Sure,
really.
that's right.
So here we go. The first thing we want to talk about, so in this case, this is our full color system. We have it all on white. And the first picture I'm going to flip to here, you'll notice that the trees turn purple. The really cool thing about this picture is it really brings out the flowers.
Wow,
and
it sure
highlights
does.
the flowers
Yes,
a
it
lot
sure
more.
does.
And it's just that subtle look. Lighting the trees in other colors is one of my favorite things that these installers are doing.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is a great example of it still being classy, yet you're still having fun with color. You're still able to utilize color. And that's a big misconception a lot of times that comes with color. People don't want their lights or their house to particularly look like Disney World or just completely going crazy with color. Like Chris said, you can still be subtle with a little bit of color here and utilize that in a proper way.
The other thing you can do with our system is if you do flowers like we do every year, the system can be set up when the flowers are set to bloom. So every May through September, those trees will automatically turn purple, and then the rest of the year they go back to white. So that can all be automated, and so you don't even have to think about the system. Your house can just automatically change with the seasons. And while we're talking about that, there's some other aspects of our system that we utilize in that as well. So we have some bushes that go dormant in the winter and lose their leaves, and I light them up in the summer. But in the winter, I don't want to light up a dead bush, what looks like a dead bush. And so those lights just turn off in the winter and automatically come back on in the summer. So those are things that, while it's a full color system, it's more than that.
Sure.
You have got full control over the system to do anything you want and highlight different areas for different seasons even.
Yep, absolutely. A cold white in the wintertime, maybe a warmer white in the summertime. I mean, the options are endless, actually.
They really are.
Yeah.
So let's talk about a couple other things. So here we've got St. Paddy's Day. Really, really good look on St. Paddy's Day. One of the things I want to talk about is just placement of lights. So a lot of times we'll get asked, where do you place lights? And really it's preference, right? It just comes down to preference.
Yep. If you're not using a Haven certified installer or a professional lighting contractor, feel free to call us. We're happy to walk you through that. There are some guidelines, some typical guidelines, on some do's and don'ts with the lighting, that we're happy to explain. But this picture really gives you a great example of the proper way to lay out a system.
What I like to tell people is drive around, look at lighting.
Sure.
Pick a house you like, pick a building you like, and then look at, okay, where are those lights placed? On this house or building, and really get a feel for what you like, and then you can go from there. In this case, one of the typical rules of thumb that Rob was talking about is we typically go on each side of the window. So we'll go in between windows on each side of the window. You'll see some houses with lights under windows, and I think that's because going on either side of the window takes more lighting. But in my opinion, it's a better look.
It is, yep. And if you look at even just adding a couple additional fixtures to your property can really make a huge difference. And the prime example of that, and one of our pet peeves that we see, the upper stories or the upper eaves of a house or the dormers of a house are not lit. They should be lit. As you can see in this picture, if you were to darken those two dormers right there, that's a completely different look.
It's a completely different look.
2 fixtures is all that is.
Yep.
Just a couple extra steps to add that in the process, and it makes it a whole new look.
Huge addition.
Yep.
One of the other things that we do quite a bit is we'll add an extra light to shine on a peak or something like that. So those are all things that just keep in mind as you're placing lights. And like Rob said, with our system and most lighting systems out there, to add another light once you get done and say, man, that's a little dark up there, I can add another light.
You can always come back and do it.
You can always come back and do it. So here we've got the house set up for Christmas. And one of the things you'll notice is that we just add a little bit of Christmas lighting around, along with the red and green and the wreath, and it really says
Stunning.
Christmas.
It sure does.
It really does. The other thing that you'll notice in this picture is we've actually got our Q series strip lights in the porch above.
Oh yeah.
We also have them in the other picture. They're just not on. In the other pictures, for this picture, that actually is turned on. Again, you can have those come on for different seasons, off for other seasons. That's what we have here. So a fully flexible system. Hopefully it brings a lot of joy and fun to your home.
That's right, and that's what it's all about. We want your experience to be that. We want your experience to be fun from start to finish throughout an entire project. After a project, that's why we always answer the phone. Call us, we're here for support. That's what we do, and we want your experience to be great.
Yeah, find us on Facebook, the Instagram, the Twitter.
I actually have
TikTok.
one. Yeah, I have one that I want to add this time though. We are going to pop up a link right here. Evan, if you will pop up that link, and oh man, he's quick. If we have made your experience great, or if we have helped you in any way, we would love to hear your feedback. We would love a Google 5-star review. It helps a small business like us, and we appreciate every single one of them. And if you'd be so kind to drop us a good word, we would be very appreciative of that.
It sure helps our business a lot.
It sure does.
Appreciate you guys. Have a good day.
Thank you all.